Hello everyone, welcome back to our computer basics series, and in our previous videos we have so far looked at two of them, and the first one was on how to turn on your computer, which button to press, and the second one was to see if your screen is trying to display anything. So in this third one we are going to look at something that is very important. Without them you can't use your computer effectively, and they are very important in operating it. So this is a third video of our series, and so that means we are left with 7 of them because there are 10. Then after that we shall proceed to some other things, and they were going to look at if your keyboard and mouse are working. So without wasting time, still this is A1 Academy and I'm your presenter as usual, Ivan, and let's get to today's video. We're going to start with a simple analogy for this video. I want you to see this image and try to observe what's there. So we are trying to relate computer to a car, whereby a computer is like a car. Like, we are going to assume a monitor of your computer is a windshield that helps you to see what's on a computer, and then the keyboard and the mouse are the controls that help you to get what you want, do what you want. So just know, without those two items, that's the keyboard and the mouse, you cannot use your computer effectively. So just know a computer can work with those two, and if it doesn't have them, just know you cannot control it. As here it says, like for a car, just as a driver uses a windshield to see and a steering wheel to control the car, a computer uses a monitor to see and a keyboard and a mouse to control a computer. So this is just a simple analogy to relate the two things, like what they use to be controlled. For a car, it's a steering wheel, and for a monitor, that's a keyboard and a mouse. So for a computer, it needs these three things: the monitor to see what you want to do or to do what you want to do, and the keyboard and the mouse to help you do what you want to do in that particular time. So for the steering wheel, that's for the car. So this simple analogy can shine a light to what we are going into. So let's get into today's video. So here we have two images. That's a keyboard and a mouse. So we have provided a simple definition and the roles of each. So let's start with the keyboard. A keyboard is an input device used to enter text, numbers, commands into a computer, and the roles are typing letters and words. Maybe if you're using Word and other things, entering numbers, this could be either Excel or any other software, and also giving commands, as you will be seeing those ones, and also using shortcuts like copy, bracket, Control C, that's used for copying, we shall see that one, and also paste, that's Control V. We shall also see those ones when we get into practicals. So that's the use, that's the main role for a keyboard. Then for the mouse, a mouse is an input device used to point, click, select, and move items on a computer. As you can see, I'm trying to move the cursor, and its main roles are moving a pointer on a screen, the one which I'm doing here, you can see it, opening up programs and files, clicking buttons and link, dragging and dropping items, and scrolling through pages. Scrolling through pages, maybe that can be when you're using Word. You have a lot of pages, you just want to take time and to fasten it up. Like, scrolling happens when you have a lot of pages in Word, so it helps you. The mouse, you will see that one in practical. So a simple everyday example. Let's start with the keyboard. So we have here a simple video that we have provided. So they are saying, think of a keyboard as a voice of your hands. Instead of speaking to the computer, think of a keyboard. Use a keyboard instead of speaking to a computer, use a keyboard to tell it what you want. So you just use your keyboard with your fingers. You tell the computer what you want to do, and it will help you do that. So for example, writing a document, searching on Google, and sending an email all requires keyboard. We shall see all the things that keyboard helps us to do in practicals. And the third one is a mouse. Think of a mouse as your finger inside a computer. Just as you point at things in real life with your finger, the mouse pointer helps you point at things on a screen and interact with them. For example, clicking on a YouTube video, opening up a folder, and selecting a picture. All those are done by using a mouse. As you can see here, just a simple video to see how someone is using a mouse. We shall see all those through practicals. So let's get to another slide. So today, this is the main thing. to check when starting up your computer, and which says, are the keyboard and mouse working? Here they're trying to say what to check. You have to move your mouse and see if the cursor is moving. In case if it's not, you can try to see what's the reason as to why it's not moving. You have to press the caps lock button on your keyboard. It has that light. When you press it on, the light goes on, and when you turn it off, it goes off. So if those two are working, if your mouse cursor is moving on your screen and the caps lock button is lighting up, that means your keyboard and mouse are working. So if not, maybe you have wireless mouse or keyboard, you can try to check the batteries in case if maybe they have been put in the wrong way. And if you have wired, make sure you have to unplug it and plug it back in, and you see if it's trying to respond. So the simple explanation for this step is about confirming whether these input devices are functioning properly after the computer starts. Moving a mouse to see if the cursor responds on the screen, pressing the caps lock key to check the indicator light turns on. As I had said, that button has a light on. When you press it, it goes on, and when you turn it off, it goes off. If there is no response, it means the device may not be connected or powered correctly. You should then place or check the batteries for wireless devices, unplug and reconnect wired USB devices, and try different USB ports if needed. In case these wired devices are not responding, maybe it could be the keyboard or the mouse, you have to change the ports. Your computer or your laptop may have a lot of USB ports, so you try to change and see if this one is working or the other one is working. So you find what suits you such that they can all work, because you have to make sure they are on and they are working, because you cannot use your computer without them. So in conclusion, if the keyboard and mouse are not responding, the problem is usually a connection or power issue. So fixing batteries and reconnecting the devices will often restore normal control. So you cannot operate your laptop, your desktop computer without these two. So the keyboard and mouse are very, very important in helping us to use our machines as they are supposed to be used, because you cannot drive a car without a steering wheel. So you cannot use a computer without a keyboard and a mouse. So these two things are very, very important. Make sure when you start up your computer, you have to observe if they are all working, if the keyboard is working and the mouse are working. That has been our video for today, and we still have more to come. So let's stop from there as we wait for more. Make sure that you try to observe and see if these things are very, very important to you, and I know they are. And make sure you comment, leave a like, and subscribe to our channel. It's a new one. We are still building it up, and we hope we shall get there we want to. So thank you for today. Make sure you subscribe, comment, and leave a like, and thank you for watching. So have a nice day.